Okay, so are you ready to like dive into some seriously big questions about, the nature of reality? This deep dive, oh man, it's going to take us pretty far down the rabbit hole. We're talking about this article. It's from That's Life 24/7 called The Four Realms of Existence. And let me tell you, it gets kind of metaphysical.
What really grabs me about this article is how it doesn't just like throw these fancy words around. It gives us a real like framework, a way to actually get these realms and how they all like, I don't know, weave together to make our experience.
Yeah, exactly. So we're talking physical, astral, spiritual, and causal. Sounds pretty wild, right?
Yeah.
But get this. They're all connected. Like imagine like threads making this huge cosmic tapestry.
And that whole interconnected thing, that's really key here. It suggests that even the tiniest little change in one realm can like ripple out and mess with the others.
Whoa. Okay, so like let's break it down. We'll start with the one we all know, the physical, the world we can touch and see every day. But and the article makes this point, even in this everyday world, there are mysteries we just don't see.
It's true. It's like we forget to be amazed that like atoms and molecules create everything we experience. The sheer like complexity of it all. It's kind of lost on us.
Totally. The article actually talks about how even a tiny change, like a butterfly flapping its wings,
Yeah.
can cause huge changes on the other side of the world. That's how connected everything on Earth is.
Exactly. Now, take that idea of interconnectedness and think about the astral realm, the world of thoughts and emotions, the stuff we don't always see. It's like recognizing how powerful our inner world really is.
Okay, so unlock the secrets of your subconscious, right? So it's not all about dreams and intuition and stuff.
No, not at all. The article really stresses that the astral realm is about the power of our thoughts and emotions, even if we don't know we're having them. That's where things like, oh, I don't know, meditation, dream analysis, they help us tap into that. It's like finding a radio station inside your mind.
Okay, so it's not just about the astral realm itself. It can actually like help us in our everyday lives. I like that. Okay, but we got to keep going because it looks like we're going even deeper. Next up, the spiritual realm.
This is where the article gets seriously big picture. We're talking universal consciousness, like a realm way beyond our individual selves. It's about connecting to something way bigger.
Now that is one mind-bending concept. It's almost like what, tapping into some source of energy out there, a realm of pure potential.
You got it. It's about understanding that we're all connected, and when we tap into that, that's when we find true wisdom. The article suggests that's where our real potential is. It's like what Deepak Chopra said. He called this realm the wellspring of all creation.
Wow. Okay, so we started out in the world we know, and now we're in the cosmos. But we're not done. This article goes into one more wild idea, the causal realm, where just thinking and intending stuff can actually like change our realities.
Yeah, so here's where things get really interesting. Manifestation. The idea that we're not just along for the ride, we're actually shaping our own lives.
Hold on, are you saying we can just like wish for $1 million and poof, it appears? Because that would be pretty sweet.
Well, not quite that easy. The article is actually very careful about this manifestation thing. It's not about magic. It's more about, I don't know, how our thoughts and what we believe and what we do all have this energy and it interacts with the world.
Okay, so like our inner world, our thoughts and all that have to match up with the life we want in the outer world. So we've like toured these four realms, physical, astral, spiritual, causal. But what really got me was like how much the article says they're all connected. It's like they're always messing with each other. So how does it even work?
Well, that's where it gets really wild. The article says they kind of nudge each other in ways we don't see. It's like that interconnectedness thing we talked about. Even a tiny change can have huge effects somewhere else. Maybe it's like that between the realms, too.
Okay, I think I see what you mean. So like if what we think and feel is in the astral, could changing our thinking actually change things in the real world?
It's possible. The article talks about manifestation, how our intentions shape reality. Maybe by, I don't know, getting our thoughts right in the astral. It's like this energy wave that goes out and changes stuff in the physical world.
Okay, so maybe our inner and outer worlds are linked, but how do we know if it's really happening? How can we see these like hidden connections between the realms?
That's where being mindful comes in. If we really pay attention to our thoughts, our feelings, and what's going on around us, we can start to see the connections.
So we're not just trying to wrap our heads around these realms, we're trying to feel them, right?
Exactly. It's about recognizing patterns, like noticing how when your mood changes, maybe things in your life change too.
That actually makes a lot of sense. But to be honest, the spiritual realm still feels kind of vague. How do we even connect with something so big and like abstract as universal consciousness?
The article talks about meditation and stuff like that being like doorways to the spiritual realm. You quiet your mind, all that thinking and feeling just calms down, and you get to a deeper awareness.
So, like, we make space for that connection to happen.
Right. And as we strengthen that connection to our spiritual side, we naturally become more compassionate, more empathetic, more connected to everything.
And then that can change how we act in the physical and astral realms too, right? The whole
That's
cycle of good changes.
exactly. That takes us right back to what the article's saying. When we accept and nurture every part of us, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, we find a deeper sense of wholeness.
It's like we're more than just physical beings. We're also mental, emotional, and spiritual beings. And when we realize that, life is more in balance and more fulfilling.
Well said. The article wants us to embrace all these different sides of ourselves. It's a powerful reminder that we're so much more than we think we are. And when we explore these dimensions, we can live richer, more meaningful lives.
It's a lot to process, but it's also really inspiring. How can we actually use this? Like, what can we do to start exploring these realms and actually use these ideas in our everyday lives?
That's where the article gives us some real advice. It gives us a few things we can start doing right now. First, we can try adding mindfulness and meditation into our routines.
I could really use a break from all the screens and stuff. I love that even just a few minutes of, like, really paying attention can make us more aware of what's going on inside. It's like pushing pause on autopilot.
Exactly. And that's not all. The article also says to try things like journaling, dream analysis, or even just being creative as ways to tap into these realms.
So we got to find what works for us, like our own way of growing in all these different dimensions.
Totally. It's not like there's a rule book or something. It's about trusting your gut and exploring this stuff in a way that feels right for you.
This has been, I don't know, really eye-opening. It's like
hmm
we've only just dipped our toes into these four realms.
There's always more to learn, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
I definitely want to keep digging into this and see how I can actually, like, live these ideas.
And that's the whole point, right? This article isn't the be-all and end-all. It's more like a jumping-off point.
I like that. It reminds us that reality is way bigger and more connected than we usually think.
Way bigger.
And when we, like, accept all of who we are, the physical, the astral, spiritual, causal, that's when we find our real potential.
Beautifully said. It's a journey, figuring ourselves out. And it's a journey we can all take.
So for everyone listening, if you're feeling inspired to, dive deeper into all this, what's one last thought you'd leave them with?
What if instead of thinking we're separate from everything, we saw ourselves as, like, threads in this huge tapestry of existence? How would that change how we see things, how we act, how we experience, well, everything?
I love that. It's a final question to get everyone thinking. That's what the deep dive is all about.
Exactly.
And on that note, we'll wrap up our exploration of these four realms of existence. Until next time, keep exploring. Keep asking those big questions and keep diving deeper into the mysteries of, well, everything.